All right, we are live. Welcome to another Tuesday night Real Talk. We got Rob Shepard here, Justin Messina, that's me. And tonight we've got a great topic. We might even have a guest or two along the way. Topic tonight is on you are only as good as today. So really embracing the present moment, how you're going to approach every single day, motivate yourself to move towards your vision, your dream, and a lot of other nuggets along the way. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce myself. Like I said, my name is Justin Messina. Um, I'm a health and lifestyle coach, and I help people uh, uncover their vision and really follow their message and not be held up by all these little things. There's a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of, you know, products and companies that pull you in different directions. And when people end up succeeding or failing, a lot of times it's through their mindset, through what it is that is on the inside of them. And this is a vastly underrated area that I like to focus on because a lot of people, if you don't have that mindset mastered, you're really screwed when it comes to you can learn all the things in the world. You could be a really smart person and really not still grasp the full picture. So that's me. That's what I like to focus on. I'm going to turn it over to Rob. And Rob, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Robert Shepard from Shepard Fit, also with the Vision Fit movement, and pretty much help you to bring your vision to life and help you to get in great health and also understand the way you are fit to be. We was all fit to be healthy, wealthy, great lifestyle. And what I want to talk about tonight on this topic is going to be an awesome topic. We also have Victor here. And pretty much how we're going to go down with this is you're going to introduce yourself, tell exactly what you do, your website, that means someone can contact you. And the topic tonight will be about you're only as good as today. And it's going to be deep. And I know that if you guys pretty much going to jump right on this, if you're on it live. Victor, welcome. I see you, brother. Can you hear us, Victor? All right, I see your picture, but I can't hear from you. But anyway, just get yourself tuned up or whatever you can introduce yourself. But I think this topic is going to be so awesome, and you're going to be able to can relate to it to the point because it's exactly what is going on today. And wait until you hear how this thing going to just revitalize. All right, so with further ado, Victor, if you're there, you can hear us. We'd love to hear you introduce yourself. Okay, we're having a tough time hearing Victor, but once Victor get on and whoever else, and there's a couple other people that we're waiting for uh, to get on, we will have you just, we'll stop in between and just have you introduce yourself. All right, but here it is. Okay, now I know we all watch what went on the other night with the Miami Heat, and I know we've been following all the media attention and what has been going on. If you're not, I think you probably want to pay close attention to it because this is exactly what is going on in our day-to-day life today, especially if we have a job. And this topic is going to lead into the difference between with your job and what you do within your business, how at your job and in your business, at your job, you're as good as today, but within your business, you're as good as today, and you're also as good as tomorrow. Now, here's the reason why. For example, you have a type of job where you get visits, you get scores, you get different type of reviews, and you get into there and things are great. You get an awesome review. Now you get a good check. You get a nice, oh, great, things look good, blah, 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 everything is good. Just say in a couple of days from now, you had a snowstorm or something went wrong, that things didn't go right, and then you get someone else coming to visit you, and all of a sudden you get a bad report because things are not good. Now, many times, the bad outweighed the good. Can you guys relate? I'm pretty sure you can. All right? So that's why I think this topic is so deep, and we're going to get a little bit more into the Miami Heat, and we're going to relate it to why it's very important for us to focus on the way we're going within life, what we desire to do, what we desire to be, and don't be in a comfort zone and be relaxed because it happened to the Miami Heat. We're no different. We are absolutely no different. All right, so I want Justin to get in and give a couple of pointers. And Victor, if you are there, just tap. Let us know that you're there. Say something, and we'll get you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so what Rob's touching on, I want to really dive in. I want that to be a huge part of this hangout about talking about how your business is today and tomorrow. I'm waiting for that. So what I just want to touch on first is like this idea that a lot of people when they're starting their business, they have this sort of this entitlement in a way where, and I don't know if entitlement is necessarily the right word. A lot of people have entitlement in different ways, but a lot of people start something and they think that things are just going to happen for them. And this is evidence in I think my generation, even younger generations. I think it's getting worse, especially in the United States, where people aren't really battle tested. They don't have a lot of tests and trials and tribulations that they go through. And I know I was this way. I didn't have a lot of things I had to really overcome in my life. So a lot of times you can naturally have this sense of entitlement where you're not moving forward. You're not you really expect things from nothing, right? And we have to flip this idea because a lot of people think I'm going to do a little bit and I'm going to expect a lot from it. So I'm going to start doing some things with my business. I'm going to start jucking and jiving. I'm going to start putting myself out there. And then, 2 weeks later, a month later, a few months later, you expect the world. You expect it to explode. You expect everything to be perfect. And going forward and just being like, oh, I'm making a full-time income, la-di-da. And it doesn't work like that. And I think it's important to shift this mindset from I'm going to do a little bit and expect a lot to I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to leave it all in the field or the court, and I'm going to expect really nothing. I'm not going to expect the result in a certain time frame. I'm not going to expect something to happen from, like I deserve it or something. I'm going to put in everything I have, and I'm going to start to evaluate, okay, where am I getting results? What's working? What's not? Start tracking things, tracking conversations, tracking different activities, seeing what's working. So you're being honest with yourself, and you're not going about it in a way where you have an end game, where you have like an exit strategy, basically, where you're just like, I'm going to work so hard for so long, and if things aren't working, then this just doesn't work because I should have succeeded and I didn't. Well, that's not a good attitude, and I really feel like you have to put responsibility on yourself and move forward in that way where you're not expecting things to just happen and you're putting yourself forward where every day is a new day and you have to bring it. You have to bring it every day. So with that, Rob, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if Victor is with us first.
Victor, are you there?
It
Okay,
looks like
Victor.
his audio looks like it's on, but his video's off.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
fine.
sure if he can hear us, but
We'll wait till when you get connected. And I think someone just sent me a message. I think another young lady's getting on. Cool. This will be great.
all right.
Rosalind is getting on. But
Awesome.
so that's perfect exactly to what Justin is saying. I mean, we get into things and it takes work. No matter what it is we get involved with, it takes work. And if you don't do the work, you realize your income is going to dive down. If you're not focusing on helping others, your income is going to just drop and just keep going away eventually. Right? So that's a very good point that Justin made as far as having a mindset, being focused, and understand that it takes work no matter what it is. Because I did a video today and I talked about that in the video was about how you can't become a swimmer without practicing. We can't become a professional boxer without practicing being a boxer. We can't become a musician without ever practicing. So this is all relate together is what Justin is saying. Now, why do we think we can become a internet marketer without practicing? Why would we become a network marketer without even going through the training? We can't just go to become a doctor without going to school and learn what it takes to become a doctor. But when we get into our business, because sometimes it may cost such a little bit to get started that it can create such a massive income, we take it into a way of, okay, it's not a big deal in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It didn't work out for me, so I'm giving up. We get what we put in. All right. So I think, Victor, if you're there, just raise your hand, brother. We'd love to hear. We'd love to you to introduce yourself. Tell us where anyone can find you. Are you there? Okay, and Rosalind, if you're there, we'd love to hear from you also. Just jump right in and let us know that you're there, and we'd love for you to introduce yourself. But the main thing about this topic is we are as good as today. Is that a fact or not? And I'm going to jump into the Miami Eats. I want you guys to catch this because I know it's going to relate. So, Rosalind, if you're there, I don't want to jump into so fast because I want you guys to all come right on it because this is very deep and I wanted everyone to get it. So I'm going to kind of delay that piece until I think Rosalind gets on, and I hope that Victor can connect. All right. So now, as we go along, back to that again, right? Let's talk a little bit about relationships. All right. This is a good one. All right. I was having a conversation with my lady today about that. And I said, you see relationships, we're smiling with each other. We're laughing. We're having a great time. Everything is rosy and prosy and great. The moment you said, we're going to do a relationship check, how is things going? Now, yesterday, you told me you're the best man God put on this earth. Yesterday, I tell you, you're the best lady that God put on this earth. So we're both happy, right? But then the moment someone says, hey, you know what? I kind of disagree with yesterday something you said, or I disagree with this not going in this direction. Automatically, guess what happens? Instead of the other person relates to it, guess what starts coming out at you? Oh, well, I don't like this about you. I think this is bad. This is bad. And the reason why I do this because of you, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on. And by the time you know it, this conversation going on, and it becomes an argument. By the time you know it, guess what? The relationship is split apart. And you're saying, wait a minute here. Yesterday, we were great. Yesterday, we both said we're happy. Today, we're split apart. So you see where these things are coming and relating, where in life, you are only as good as today. But you have control over your destiny if you would like to do that by setting up your own platform, your own way of life, where you would like to go. Write out your own book. Write your own future. I know some you guys may be looking at it and saying, oh, well, this is not. No, I'm saying because it's real. And I want to jump right into it because I'm not going to further delay because I think this is deep. We're going to jump to the Miami Eats. Here we go. Can't wait no longer. Got to hit it. Here we go. All right. All right, wait a minute, Justin. Should I make Justin talk a little bit first before I hit that piece? Go right ahead, Justin. You go ahead, brother.
I just had to unmute myself there. And we might have a few more people coming on, Rob. I'm talking to some people.
All
We're
right,
just
go right ahead. I think
great.
the Miami Heat piece is going to be deep, and I think I just want you to go ahead because I'm feeling this one, brother.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you hearing more on what you're talking about with
Oh
the
yeah, I've been
job.
watching it. And they're gonna dig it because it's so, even though I was a Spur, I wanted the Spurs to win, but I didn't understand how all of it was gonna start coming around and what's happening. So, and that's how it's all relate within business, within relationships, within our jobs, because there's no difference from what's going on there that we are going to apply in our personal life. So if we're thinking it's something we can ignore and let it roll, I don't think so, brother. But go right ahead, man. Jump right in.
Yeah, I just want to check on Alex just joined us, so I want to see if he's here. I'll give him a few seconds here. Looks like it's still probably downloading for him. But yeah, I just want to touch on something quick, and it's about how you motivate yourself like every day, right? Because you know, there's a lot of mystery to what you're saying, Rob. So I'm trying to stay on the same line, but I got this point I want to make as well,
Go
and
right
it's
ahead.
about being like self-motivated and what you can do in the framework of like every day is like a battle, because I think that's where a lot of what we're talking about is headed with the basketball, and like, you know,
Hmm.
there's World Cup soccer going on right now, or football. I mean, I like to call it football. The rest of the world calls it that, but there's, you know, even the USA versus Ghana is like a major revenge match, you know, and like um, to have the US, who's after watching that game, you really get the sense that the U.S. is probably not even as, I don't know if you could say as good of a team as Ghana, but they definitely aren't as athletic or naturally gifted, it looks like. But they just gritted that game out, and you could tell like they were talking about preparing for that game. You know, you're in a group phase of the tournament, and you have three opponents, and all the coach kept talking about is like, we're focusing on this game. This game is our World Cup. So and throughout that game, it was just the gritted out performance the whole time. You could tell that they wanted that so bad. They left everything out there just for that one game. They got injuries left and right, which probably isn't a good thing. But I mean, they wanted that so truly. And I'm bringing this up because when you have to motivate yourself every day, what is it for you, right? Like, you can frame your life in whatever way you want, and you can make whatever's real to you. So whatever your experiences are, or however you want things to be, you can think my life is a fight, right? Or my life is a test, or not even your life, but life in general is a test, or life is a battle. And that might help you, however you frame it, what's going to help you move forward, right? So if I say, if I'm a competitive person, right, and I want to frame my life as life's a battle, life's like a war, then I already have an opponent, and my opponent is like defeat and giving up. You know, that's like I'm creating an opponent out of thin air to fight against that helps motivate me. Whereas if I hadn't put into my mindset, if I haven't put that idea into my mind, I'm just waking up trying to do things. I'm just trying to make something happen and trying to stick to maybe a ritual or whatever activities I'm prioritized throughout my day. But I might not be motivated by doing the same things every day. I might need to have some sort of framework about why am I doing this, and it can be very tricky, and you can set it up however you want. So that's just a new take on things. We talk a lot about having a reason, having a vision, having a purpose of what you're doing every day, and how to break those goals down and daily activities. But I think you can actually create your own mindset about it that is your idea of how you're approaching your life. So that's something I wanted to speak on. I don't know if Alex, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, just message me on Facebook, pal. But we're gonna keep moving until we can see you and you can be on. Rob, over to you, bud.
Awesome, man. That's a great point. I mean, to piggyback on what Justin talked about, mindset, your why, your vision, and I'm gonna keep saying this because people may look at it and say to yourself, well, really, that's not important. Yeah, it's important because I'm gonna say why. We have been out here for quite some time in business, and things revolve around you helping others. Success does not come by yourself. It just doesn't work. Getting places within life do not work by yourself. It's like trying to become back to it again, become a doctor without even going to school. I mean, you can't do it alone. We cannot do it alone. And that's where the mindset piece comes in, and how we can utilize our mind and our why and our vision to take us to where we're going. And I'm gonna share something with you guys because I think this is important. Here am I tomorrow, I'll be 42 years old. Today I met up with a few guys out to run some stairs, and there are some high school kids was out there doing their track meet, practicing and running track. And I saw a guy out there sprinting, and I says to him, you seem like a very good sprinter. And I said to him that, let's do a sprint together. And we get down and we're getting ready to kick off. And I turned to the couple guys that I met out there to actually run the stairs with them. And I said to them that right now I'm going to utilize my mind to win this race instead of utilizing my legs. Now, you still got to be conditioned in some shape or form, but you're talking about a track star that's in high school. You're talking about someone now at 42 getting out there now and is going to try to leave a high school kid in a sprint. This is a mindset thing now that I'm actually getting to you guys to understand how we can utilize our mind. Let our mind control whatever we do, because our mind is so powerful. Would you believe I get down and they say go and I took off? And even though when I'm gunning down there and I kept looking back to see where he were, and I'm seeing him coming and I kept going. And there's a rule of thumb: when you're going to sprint, you have to warm up at least an hour or so before you even get out there to do a sprint, because you're giving your legs so much pounding that you can pull the muscle. And I know that for a fact. So I get out and I started gunning. And right as I get to that finish line, I felt a little titch, nothing major, but I pulled it through anyway and win because I utilized my mind. So if this is a takeaway from here, use your mind to heal your body. Use your mind to win. Use your mind, as long as you have a strong vision and know exactly where you're going, because that's what Justin was talking a little about. You can use your mind to say, I'm going to cure myself with my mind. I'm going to cure my illness with my mind. I am going to win this race with my mind. Not saying you cannot be conditioned. Not saying we do not need to practice, of course. But I didn't practice. Obviously, I didn't. But I run marathons here and there. But I'm not a go out there every day and practice sprinting. It's actually my first sprint I've done since the whole winter time. This is my first time getting out there and sprinting. But because I had a mindset there that I wanted to win, and I knew what it takes to get out there and win. So that's how you can relate these type of things within your business. You got to want to win. You got to want to win. We're giving up too quick. Once we sign that dotted line and put our name on that paper and we ready to get started, we have to be ready to win. Seek the help what we need. But without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this whole thing that's going on with the Miami Heat. All right. Everyone has the whole vision that Miami was going to win. Okay? They just prayed for Miami because we all know what went down when they went out and bought all those great players, and each player is making $60 million in their contract. That's a lot of money. 3 players alone, we're talking about $180 million. Where all that money come from, I have no clue. But anyway, that's what they're making. And that's only in 3 players, and then the roster goes down. So Miami has won so many, I think it's about 3 or 4 meets, win 4 rings, or 4 championship. Okay, 3 or 4, I think they're at. I think it was 3 or 2, one of them, but they won quite a few. Now, all of a sudden, they went out to play with the Spurs, and the Spurs came with their A game and knocked them out the park and won. Now, if you guys are looking at the media, and this is where it relates to our business, it relates to our job, it relates to our relationships, it relates to our lifestyle, because we're only as good as today if we don't control our destiny. All right, here's where I'm going with it. Now they're looking at the team and saying they need a couple players to come aboard onto Miami to take them to the next level next year to win. Now they made it to the playoff. Why wouldn't we feel that they should just look at it as, you know what, lift our head up high. We won a couple championships. We did great. Why are we looking down now? Because the media plus the manager plus the coach now started looking at everyone else. Welcome, Roslyn. Glad
Hello.
you're here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am going to stop in between, and I want you to introduce yourself and tell us where to find you, your website, what business you're in. And sorry, you guys, that I have to cut this one off, but I am going to get back to the point because I want Roslyn to introduce herself. Go right ahead, Roslyn.
Well, thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it. And hello to all the rest of you guys. My name is Roslyn Bitterman. You guys could call me Roz. And my website, my blog is rozbennerman.com. And actually, I'm with ILN, Internet Lifestyle Network. So I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate the invite, guys.
Awesome, awesome. And we glad to have you. That's why we stop in the middle, because this is a great topic, and it relates in our business, it relates in our lifestyle. And if some may say, you know what, it's boring because people may looking for some great nuggets, but if they can't pick up stuff from this one, it's powerful. So what the topic is about is we are only as good as today. Here's how it is now. We're only as good as today when we don't control our destiny. If we not in our own business and going after our own dreams and goals, we only as good as today. So where was that now? Was that the section we were talking about the Miami Heat? And I know you're following it, and I know you have some valid points on it, and I want to hear your whole piece of it. So we're going to tune you in. So here's what happened now. This team won 2 championships, I think, or 3 championships. They bought a whole bunch of people. It was the greatest thing, the best thing, which I wasn't too keen to it, because I feel that you're supposed to be with a team, build a team, and become an hero that way. But instead, they bought their players and paid $60 million to, I think, 3 top players making $60 million a piece. Now, the Spurs came with their A game, and they lost, got knocked out. Now, instead of the coach, the owner, have the team tell them to lift their head up, they're now looking at reducing salaries. They're also looking at getting rid of, hoping that a couple players, like they're even talking about LeBron James to become a free agent. LeBron to become a free agent and give up that they can take his money, buy him out of his contract, and now let two couple players come on. But here we go. The guy had a, whatever. We want to call it a halftime, bad day, or wherever we want to put it. My whole feeling that felt that he tries to hold the ball too much and dribble to become a hero all the time, when the Spurs was more moving the ball around to win, and they deserve to win. But the whole point to this is, I don't think they should be looking at cutting their salary. What if this guy had his life cut around $60 million? He purchased his life built around $60 million. The other 3 players' life built around $60 million. But now their destiny that they thought they controlled is no longer being controlled, because they work for someone. They're not in business for themselves. Even though they're professional basketball players, they're still being led by someone else. So now there's a decision to be made. Now, the speed of this is, when we're at our JOB, we can have a visit today. Everything is great. You get a good score, but tomorrow there's a snowstorm. Something goes bad. Someone else comes in and visit. Now, guess what? You get a bad score. No one's going to look at the good day yesterday. They're going to look at the bad day that we had the next day. But when we're in our own business and our own destiny, we control that, because we can have a bad day today in Ireland. We can have a bad day today in whatever business we're in, but we can get up tomorrow and say, you know what, Justin, today wasn't a good day, but we're going to lift our head up and we're going to roll, because we control that. So without further ado, I want to hear your spiel on it. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
Rob, you just put me right on the spot. Wow.
You know I was gonna.
And then I'm next.
Well, I really wasn't following the game very much, unfortunately. My husband and my son were. But, I heard a lot about what was going on, and, just everyone trying to be a superstar. There wasn't no team effort at all, just pulling together. And even with them not being able to control their own destiny, they're under contract, so they're obligated under that team management. So, that's the unfortunate part. Although they are getting paid, so much money or what have you. But, there was no team collaboration there. Everyone wanted to be a superstar. No one's really helping each other, because you have all these superstars on the team, but yet and still they lose. But the Spurs came in. They were ready. They knew what they had to do. They were strategic in what they needed to do, and they executed. And that was the main point. You know, they pulled together and they made it happen.
That's awesome. And you see the perfect word there, teamwork. And that's why I love every day when I wake up in the morning, I absolutely love what we do, love what I do, because without pulling together as a team, it's not going to work. And that's where now LeBron James was great yesterday. He was great last week. He was great last year. Now, all three of them, that superstars, are being looked at as they no good. And that's just, some of the stuff that I talked about earlier, even our relationships. We talked to our partner. We said to, your partner may say, hey honey, how is everything going? We're doing a relationship check. Oh, everything is great. You turn around, you said the same thing. How is everything going? Oh, everything is great. I was having that conversation with my lady today, and I said, sometimes when you want to hear someone say you're great, but then let tomorrow come, and we said, hey, you know what? I didn't like yesterday when you didn't pick up the clothes, just to use an example, or you didn't do the dish or something. Then it becomes, oh, well, I didn't like you didn't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, Y, Z, and it just goes on. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You told me I was great yesterday. I told you were great yesterday. Now, all of a sudden, here we go again. We only as good as today. And that's where, when I looked at our whole game and I looked at where I'm at as far as job-wise and what we're doing with our business, when we have control over what we do, we be great every day. Even when we're not, we can control it and said, you know what? I didn't help someone today to have a better life, but you know what? Tomorrow I can do better. Without no one coming on our back and jamming us and stabbing us, and we're losing sleep and we're sweating. It's not like that. But these guys are losing sleep. Even though we looked at the famous part about it, they don't know where they're going to be tomorrow. They're talking about salary cut that they can bring on other players. So their stress level right now is way up. Because you're talking about, they're looking at 3 top players, 60 mil, and they're looking to take money from them and hope that they can agree to it. So that's where, I kind of thought it was a great topic to talk about and how it relates to our business and why it's important for us to start looking, paying attention. Especially if we're on Facebook, we all have resources out here. We all have dreams and goals. Reach out for help. Facebook we're not made for us to socialize all day long and spend countless hours. It was made for social media and also to connect and look at what others are doing and said, hey, I see that you're doing something. It seems like you're doing pretty good. Can you help me out? Don't just get stuck behind that quote unquote thing of, okay, well, this is all I have, and I get paid on Friday and I broke on Monday. Sometimes it's get paid on Friday, broke on Friday. And it's like a roller coaster ride. And we literally looking and seeing. I've seen so many successful people that's doing very well on Facebook. And don't be afraid to reach out. That's how I connected with Vincent. I saw Vincent, I said, Vincent, I need your help. You're doing something that I'm not doing. You're 28 years old. I'm in my 40s. I need your help. And he says, you know what? I will help you. So this is just kind of going off a little bit in the topic, but I'm going to bring Justin in because I know he has some valid point.
Yeah, because I'm itching at the bit here. There's the huge, I think, point behind like all this like athlete talk, which I didn't know you're so passionate, Rob, about Miami Heat. But there's athletes, right? You hear stories of athletes where like they have their career, and people like who not like low end athletes that make $1 million. A lot of times they retire, and all of a sudden like the rug gets swept out from under them because everything they had like. And I want to talk a little bit about diversifying your income, because a lot of times with athletes you might think, they have endorsement deals, they have things that are not just their salaries, but in essence, everything is linked. So once they are no longer an athlete, once their time has passed, they've either saved up money and been smart about and realistic about the future, or they're in a place where they're like, oh, damn, I just spent all that money, and now I don't have an endorsement deal. They have no need for me anymore. I'm not an athlete anymore. I've retired. I'm not getting a salary anymore. Do I have another skill to utilize? Where am I going now? So that's what I think about when I hear about this. I think about how when you have your own business, you can set things up in your own way. And you can diversify your income in ways where if something gets swept out from under you, you're not completely lost. And this is what I like to talk to people in network marketing, where it's like, don't rely on that company so heavily, where what if that, like, ask the good questions. Ask yourself, I could put in the effort today. And I think I'm getting more on what Rob was talking about. I thought you were going to go deep, hard into the your businesses today and tomorrow, but I think I got you now with, you know, the effort you put in today is like when you create your own picture of what your business is, you know, if it's swept away tomorrow, are you just screwed, or did you set it up so that you can move forward better? For instance, if you're in network marketing, you have a company and you're just following that company, you're following their training. Most companies will tell you to brand the company without saying it in those words. If they said it in those words, nobody would probably do it. But if you follow a company and then that company goes away tomorrow, ask yourself, will I be completely left out to dry? Or do I have a plan that allows me to move forward with the relationships I've built, with my own leadership, or whatever it is? So I think what people get wrapped up is the security model of thinking that if I get a job, I'll get a salary or I'll get an hourly, whatever it is, time for money. If I follow that path, I'll be secure. When really what happens is you go that path, you have the illusion of security, but whenever that job goes away, because it's not on you, it's on, you can have your skills and you can leverage your skills, you could sell yourself and your skill set and your ability to do that, to operate in that position that you have. But ultimately, as someone who's deciding your fate every single day, they're going to decide, is this person fit for this? Is there someone new? Is there some young gun coming in that's going to replace you because you're no longer useful here? Are we going to downsize our company? You know, you're not going to be in those decisions in a job. You're not going to have the decisions of the company that are going to ultimately, something could happen that has nothing to do with you, and you could just get fired, right? Business could be downsized, anything could happen. So there's like this illusion of security that people think of because it's quick, because they can get up to a level with education. And I've probably a more than negative view on education system than most, but if you can get a degree and you could jump to a level and be like, okay, I'm going to make this much, and that feels secure because you jumped there, but now you're there and you can go to zero at any time. So if you have your own business and you set it up strategically so that you're making residual income, so you can build up, and you can build up in multiple ways, but all in the same direction, but through multiple avenues, which is why I love having like different affiliate programs that are all business building, because you can leverage other people's products, other people's things, and that's what people don't understand when they hear like the online marketing. Like, what is this? And it sounds so complicated, but really you can utilize so many different things, and you can send people in the right direction that's going to help them grow their passion and their ideal business, and you don't have to say, here, go promote this product because that's what I do. Here, do this because this is the answer, when it's actually not helping them, right? So that's what I love about what we're doing with Vision Fit and the Internet Lifestyle Network. It's allowing people to brand themselves and push them forward in a way where it's right for them, because they're ultimately creating. They're, being an entrepreneur, a visionary, a creator, you're ultimately creating your path, and you don't have to listen to someone else tell you, here's how to do it this way, this way, this way. And that's funny because a lot of companies tell you to do that. And to me, I mean, I'm probably more creative than most, but if I wanted to be told what to do, I'd just go get a job. So it's like the same thing. But yeah, I mean, to have multiple avenues of income that you're in control of to some extent, as far as the strategic nature of how am I going to set it up, that's the real security, as opposed to having a job and having your fate in someone else's hands, which can be really scary if you really think about what's really happening. As secure as it might feel every day, it's pretty insecure, you know, it all comes down to what you're going after, what's your skill set, and how can you take care of yourself, and that's where day to day the work you put in day to day and the strategic nature of how you go about things is going to be so key.
Awesome, awesome. Go ahead, Jocelyn. Rosalind. I love to hear your points on that.
Well, Justin made definitely some awesome key points. As he was talking, I was listening to him and him talking about the skills. And, you know, I listened to Jim Rohn, and he always talks about you actually building yourself and basically branding yourself. How much more can you do for yourself is going to really reflect on how much more you can add value to someone else's life. And just like Justin was saying, as far as the different affiliate programs that he's involved with, and using those to help other people within their own businesses and really show them, because ILN doesn't basically box you in. You know, you can take ILN, Internet Lifestyle Network, wherever you want to go. It's all about the effort that you put into it, and you really basically structuring a model to who you are to fit you. You know, you can use so many of the different trainings, you know, the crop products, you know, how Mark Hoverson talks about those things, and the Solomon trainings, and Vincent Ortega Jr., you know, all of the different marketing and leadership trainings that they share in ILN, you can really structure a product around who you are just using all that information. So Justin made some awesome points, you know, because with that, you're going to basically control your own destiny, you know. So, yeah, I give you kudos, Justin. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, very powerful, and that's just weird. And I've never felt this since I've been on my own doing things. I've never felt one day where someone may look and say to me, "Well, Rob, you're only as good as today," or "You only," because you're controlling what you're doing. You're control. If you want to get paid next week, you know what work you have to put in to get paid next week. And you know, business is not for everyone. So I can tell you that now. Some people want to work a job for the rest of their life. Some people want to make additional income on the side. There's different ways of going up with it, but I, in a lot of ways, refuse to listen to someone says, well, you know, I am running into these problems and things just not going in my direction, and I don't know what to do. I don't know. No. Only way we're not going to know what to do if we don't have a computer, we don't have a cell phone. If we don't have those things that we're living in back in the days in Jamaica, where we had 2 channels and we had no cell phone, we have no phone in the house, then you know what? Well, you decide to go on the street and you sell figurines or pick fruits from the woods and go and sell it. Then we still had a way out. Now we have all this technology. I mean, everything. As you Facebook, we have our cell phones. Something is out there for everyone. Someone, you have a passion, we have a passion. All we need and all you need to do is just look at your passion and say, okay, what do I really like to do? That's it. And all you're doing now is utilizing the island model. Get your own brand, your own website. You're blogging, you're talking about your model, and people are looking to go towards to seeing your platform online, seeing your home online, quote unquote, saying, because if you're trying to put yourself online and promoting a company website without having your own brand, people are looking to work with leaders, and you don't want to be in a position where you're only as good as today. We want to come out of that. We want to fall into that trap, because that's a total trap. And I brought up the Miami Heat because I know that it's not that I'm passionate about it, Justin, because I know nothing about basketball, to be honest with you. I am the most I don't know what to. I know you dribble. I don't know when you travel. I cannot play, but I could shoot a little bit. But I just saw that one piece that I thought was so vital and important within what we're doing as business, because it's all around us. And I think after when folks watch this Google Hangout, it's gonna ring a bell. It is all around us. Today you're good, tomorrow you're not. You'll be the superstar in the soccer team, miss the goal tomorrow. God forbid you dribble down that field and your leg just went the wrong way, you're no good anymore. You were good yesterday, no good today. And it happened in our company that we're working with. It's happening in our jobs. I seen it there day in, day out. I'm even one to blame because I go at my staff sometimes that way at times. So it's something that we got to change, and we have to just look at people as an individual, look at their best parts, something that we all need to work on. And we have to look at our relationships and pick the best out of a partner, the positive side of things, not looking at the negative, and change that structure. And the Miami Heat's back to them again. Look at the positive side. Don't look at the loss. Yeah, you get whipped. I was there watching it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the days, it's still a good team. And that's where these things relate to within our business, as far as we have control. We control all that. So we will never find Vincent going to say, well, Rob, you were good yesterday, you ain't good tomorrow. We didn't find Island said that to us because we control that, you know. So I thought it was a great topic to really talk about, and I hope that people get value from it. And we're doing these hangouts every single Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and we're looking to get more people on the panel. We love what you had to say, Rosalind. Thank you so much for jumping on. Victor, we can see your picture, brother, but we'd love for you to introduce yourself next time. But sorry, but next week, Tuesday again, we'd love for you to jump on, and we'll get the topic out early on Facebook. So now let's go around and we can finalize. And Justin, do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, just when you're talking about being here today, going tomorrow, I just was like, oh, Landon Donovan. But anyways, yeah, we'll wrap up. Like you see below, my name's Justin Messina. Justin-Messina.com is where you can find all of my stuff. Like I said, I talk, like at the beginning of the hangout, I do a lot on lifestyle, mindset, and really getting people to either transition into starting their own business around their passion or building their business. Yeah, it's good stuff there. I've got lifestyle creation system I'm working on, webinar tomorrow about email autoresponders that you guys can check out. If you're on my YouTube channel, you can check on the description below. And that's me. I'll turn it over to Rosalind. Rosalind, thanks for coming on tonight. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Well, thank you so much, Justin. And you guys can actually reach out to me, connect with me on Roz, R-O-Z Bennerman, BENNERMAN.com. That's my blog. I also have a YouTube channel. And basically, my target is really helping newbies, when they come online to really start their business and really drilling into the different social media sites that they should start on, and really how to structure those things to get them started, to get some leads, and really to connect with other people. So, just really framing their mindset as well. So, my takeaway from this, just some key points, just really drilling into just the trainings that Island has to offer, Internet Lifestyle has to offer, and really seeing how that actually is going to transition into your life, and also to, for you to actually create your own products through this, because Internet Lifestyle, they're not boxing you in at all. You're creating your own destiny. Unlike someone in the NBA where if they get hurt, they're here today and going tomorrow. Unlike that, you actually can control your own destiny. So, that's what my takeaway. I thank you so much, you guys, Rob and Justin, for inviting me on. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much for jumping on. And we appreciate you too, and I love your valid points. I love your pointers, and I'm so glad that you jumped on. And I hope we can have you jumping on a regular basis. And for me, my name is Robert Shepard, and I have a Shepard Fit, which it stands for, the tagline is the way I was fit to be healthy, wealthy, fit to be whatever you want to be within life. And my day-to-day when I wake up is to inspire the uninspired, motivate the unmotivated, and give hope to the hopeless. Every single day, that's my dream, that's my vision, which we wish that corporate America was like that. You can imagine if everyone in corporate America walking every day and says, hey, I'm here to motivate the unmotivated. I'm here to inspire the uninspired. Nope, they're like, oh, I'm here to get to the top. I'm here to get to the top. I'm here to get to the top. Oh, forget about you. You stay at the bottom. We see you when you get there. Sad, but anyway. And you know, believe it or not, I act the same way even in a job. I'm always believe in building people because I'm always looking to talk to folks about. I was talking to a guy the other day saying, you know, hey, I'm looking to commit suicide. I'm like, what? Right away, I knew it was time for me to sit back and says, no, you got to change that mindset. So it's something that's in me to always build in people because people first, to be honest with you, I come second because without people, I'm nobody. Thank you, Justin. I connected with him. He's like the awesome creator. I mean, when I said creating things, I mean massive. He takes time to dig into the whole thing. He's a TLA member with ILN, which is awesome. So it's just an awesome thing. And my takeaway is, remember this. You are good every single day. Every day you wake up, you're good. Every day. Don't ever let no one tell you you're only as good as today. When they say that to you, you said, okay, no problem at all. And you just strive to be better for yourself. You got to be your own hero. When someone asks you, who's your hero? Don't say Michael Jordan. Someone asks you, who's your hero? Don't say Pele. Someone asks you, who's your hero? You are your own hero because you're going to try to focus every day to be better than you tomorrow. Is that a good takeaway?
Yeah.
That's it. All right,
That's
so
awesome.
thank you so much. Have a great one.
All right, guys. Live Vision Fit. We're out.